Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel Collector's Penny Coins, where your pocket change might just be your golden ticket. If you've ever found yourself digging through the couch cushions or poking around in the junk drawer hoping for a miracle, today might just be your lucky day. Because what if I told you that an ordinary looking 1982 penny without a mint mark could actually be worth up to $1 million? That's right. 1 cent. No mint mark. $1 million bucks. Now before you flip over your couch or start tearing through every jar of pennies you've got, sit tight. We're about to take a deep dive into one of the most talked about and surprisingly valuable coins in the numismatic world, and just so you know, we're keeping it simple, laid back, and yes, a little humorous. Because let's face it, coin collecting doesn't have to be boring. Especially not when your next millionaire moment could be hiding in your pocket. So grab a cup of coffee, kick back, and let's crack open the mystery of the 1982 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial Penny. So let's start with a little backstory. 1982 was a big year for the US Mint. They made a major change in the penny. Why? Because copper got expensive. I'm talking maybe we should stop using it in coins. Expensive. Pennies used to be made almost entirely of copper, 95% copper to be exact. But by 1982, it cost more than 1 cent to make a penny. Classic government logic. So they made the switch to zinc. Cheaper. Lighter. But not without some confusion. In 1982, the mint produced 7 different types of pennies. 7. That's like going to a restaurant and ordering the penny, and the waiter brings out a whole buffet. You had large date copper, small date copper, large date zinc, small date zinc, and all of those made in both Philadelphia and Denver. That's where the no mint mark comes in. If you see a D under the year, it's from Denver. If there's no letter at all, it was minted in Philly. Yes, one very specific 1982 no mint mark penny is now worth up to $1 million. Now here's where things get spicy. The 1982 penny in question is a small date, no mint mark variety that was accidentally made from bronze, the older copper-based metal used before the switch. This wasn't supposed to happen. But somehow, a few bronze planchets got mixed in during the production of the zinc pennies. That's like ordering a veggie burger and getting served a full-blown steak. Delicious mistake, but very rare, and rare equals valuable in the world of coin collecting. Experts believe fewer than 20 of these 1982 no mint mark bronze small date pennies exist. That's less than the number of people in your average family barbecue. Collectors go wild for these, and the last known verified sale was close to $1 million. Yes, for a penny. Okay, so now you're probably squinting at every 1982 penny in your coin jar. But how do you actually know if you've got the one? That means it was made in Philadelphia. No D or S under the year. Compare it to a known large date 1982 penny. The 2 in the small date has a sharper curve and the numbers look more even across the top. In the large date, the 8 and 2 look chunkier and sit higher. This is key. Bronze pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while the newer zinc ones weigh only 2.5 grams. So if your penny says 1982, has no mint mark, and weighs 3.11 grams, stop what you're doing. Don't spend it. Don't toss it. Don't flick it at your cousin. It might be worth $1 million. You'll need a digital coin scale. They're cheap and easy to find online. That one-time $10 investment could lead you straight to a life-changing discovery. Let me tell you about my neighbor, Joe. Retired firefighter. Great guy. One day Joe's cleaning out his garage, finds an old Folgers coffee can full of pennies from the 70s and 80s. He figures he'll cash them in at the coin start. I tell him, Joe, you might want to look through those first. He gives me the classic raised eyebrow, but a week later, he comes knocking on my door, holding a penny with a death grip like it was a golden ticket. It was a 1982 no mint mark. Small date. Bronze. We checked it. 3.11 grams on the scale. He sends it in for grading, and sure enough, it's authentic. He's now got a coin valued at over $900,000. And what did he do with it? He took his grandkids to Disney World. Bought a pickup truck. And he still mows his own lawn because, as he says, money doesn't make the grass grow any faster. Check your change every single time you get it. Cash transactions might be rare, but they still happen. Buy cheap penny rolls from banks, estate sales, or flea markets. Roll hunting is a great way to find hidden treasures. Invest in tools like a magnifier, a digital scale, and coin sleeves. Educate yourself. Knowing the difference between a small date and a large date can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars. Be patient. This is a long game. Think of it like fishing, except your bait is copper and your prize is a seven-figure payday. So there you have it, folks. A 1982 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, small date, and bronze composition might just be your million-dollar miracle. It's living proof that incredible value can hide in the most ordinary places. You don't need to be rich to get started. You don't need fancy equipment or a museum collection. All you need is curiosity, a little know-how, and maybe a good old Folgers can full of dreams. And remember, this isn't just about coins. It's about paying attention to the little things in life that everyone else overlooks. Sometimes, it's the penny no one wanted that turns out to be the jackpot. Now before you go flipping your cushions and raiding the change jar, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on notifications so you never miss another tip that could change your life or at least your wallet, because around here, every coin tells a story. And who knows? The next millionaire story might just be yours. Hey there, penny pinchers and coin flippers. Let me ask you something. When's the last time you really looked at your pocket change? I'm serious. That little copper coin you just tossed on the dresser like it's worthless might just be worth over $1.1 million. Yeah, you heard me right. 1 penny. 1 cent. One lonely Lincoln that could put your name on a yacht and your face on the next season of Coin Hoarders, Millionaire Edition. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1988 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny. It's rare. It's legendary. And it's turning ordinary people into millionaires. And now, before we break it all down, let me tell you real quick about the time I almost vacuumed up a penny, and almost vacuumed away a fortune. So last year, I was doing some spring cleaning. And you know how it goes. You're motivated for about 30 minutes, then your back hurts, you're hungry, and you wonder why you even started. Well, I was vacuuming behind the couch, and zing, the vacuum choked a little. I opened it up, and there it was, a shiny penny. Normally, I would have just tossed it in the coin jar. But for some reason, I looked at it. It didn't have a mint mark. I remembered hearing something about no mint mark coins being rare, so I threw it under my phone flashlight and looked it up. The IT wasn't the jackpot that day. But it opened my eyes. And today, I'm going to open yours. Most pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark. So technically, most 1988 pennies you see won't have one either. Some of these no mint mark coins were struck with a reverse design that belonged to the 1989 penny. That's right, some 1988 coins snuck into 1989's wardrobe and went out in public like nothing was wrong. Collectors call this the 1988 reverse of 1989 variety. And let me tell you, it's like the sneakerhead equivalent of finding a factory error Jordan 1. These pennies were mistakenly struck using the wrong die, and only a tiny number escaped the mint without being caught. A coin that's incredibly rare. Especially in high grade. If you're staring at your change jar right now thinking, wait, how do I know if my 1988 penny is the one? I got you a look at the FG initials on the reverse. That's for designer Frank Gasparo. On the rare version, the initials are sharper and closer to the Lincoln Memorial. That's how you know it's using the 1989 die. Compare it to a regular 1988 penny. If the details on the reverse are crisper and the spacing is slightly off, bingo. But remember, not all no mint mark 1988 pennies are valuable. It's the ones with the 1989 reverse that are gold. Well, copper, you know what I mean. The 1988 no mint mark Lincoln penny with 1989 reverse is currently valued at up to $1.1 million in pristine condition. That's the kind of money that makes you check under couch cushions, your grandpa's cigar box, and that old shoebox labeled taxes 1997. Even in circulated condition, one of these rarities could fetch thousands. In auctions, collectors have battled it out for certified high-grade examples, with prices climbing into six-figure territory regularly. Why? Because supply is low and demand is sky-high. Every coin collector in the US, heck, in the world, is hunting one down. And now, say you find a 1988 penny that looks promising. Don't rush to Craigslist just yet. Your next step is grading and authentication. You want to send it to a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC. They'll inspect your coin, verify whether it's the real deal, and give it a grade from 1 to 70. The higher the grade, the more money you're looking at. A mint state 67 or better? That's your $1 million baby. Also, if you're not sure whether your coin is authentic or just wishful thinking, get a second opinion. Hit up a local coin shop or a certified numismatist. You don't need to rob a bank vault or raid a museum. These coins are still out there in penny jars, estate sales, flea markets, and your grandma's button-tin check rolls of pennies from the bank. You can get $25 worth of pennies in a box and search through them. That's 2,500 chances to hit it big. You visit coin shows. Sometimes collectors have them and don't even know it. Yard sales and estate cleanouts. Old folks kept coins like secrets. I know a guy who found a rare penny in a church donation box while counting change for a bake sale. True story. He made a profit and still bought a cupcake. The 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny with the reverse of 1989 is one of those once-in-a-lifetime finds. It's the Bigfoot of pocket change. The holy grail of copper. If you're sitting on a jar of pennies right now, go through it. Look for that telltale FG position. Examine it under a magnifying glass. Your $1 million moment could be sitting there right under your nose, and even if you don't find the one, guess what? You're now part of the hunt. You're smarter, sharper, and you've got the tools to turn trash into treasure. Remember, every millionaire coin was once just a penny in somebody's pocket. Now before you go, if you enjoyed this video and you want more tips, stories, and millionaire coin strategies, hit that subscribe button. Smash that like, ring the bell so you never miss a jackpot tip, and drop a comment below if you've ever found something valuable in your change, because the next time you find a penny, you'll never look at it the same way again. This is your chance. Get hunting. Get hustling. And maybe, just maybe, get rich. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your eyes on the coins and your dreams in your pocket. Hey there, coin hunters, treasure seekers, and folks who just dropped their change jar on the kitchen floor. What if I told you that a penny minted in 2014, yeah, just a regular old Lincoln Memorial penny with a little D under the year, could be worth over $1 million today? Sounds insane, right? But stick around, because I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the 2014 D Lincoln cent that's cashing in for $1.2 million in today's collector's market. Now before you say, it's just a penny, let me ask you this. How many times have you walked past one on the sidewalk? Or worse, tossed one in a tip jar without thinking? That little copper-looking coin might be your golden ticket. In this video, I'm going to break down why this 2014 D penny is special, how to spot one in your own pocket, what makes it worth a fortune, and even tell you how I nearly spent one at a gas station buying a bag of chips. Yep. True story. So grab a snack, maybe your coin jar, and let's dig into the incredible story of the 2014 D penny that's turning heads and filling wallets. First off, let's talk about the D Mint mark. That stands for the Denver Mint, where this particular penny was struck. Now in 2014, the US Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents. Seriously, enough to fill a couple of Olympic swimming pools if you were feeling ambitious. But out of those billions, only a few rare varieties are making headlines. So what makes one of these pennies worth $1.2 million while the others are still hanging out under your couch cushion? This 2014 D penny isn't just valuable because it's old, because let's face it, 2014 isn't that long ago. It's worth a fortune because it has a rare mint error known as a double die obverse, or DDO in plain English. That means the coin was stamped twice, slightly off, creating a weird, doubled appearance on the front side. Usually, this kind of error shows up in Lincoln's eye, his collar, or the words like "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." If the doubling is clean and visible without needing a microscope, you're looking at something real special. Now combine that with a coin in mint state condition, preferably MS67 or higher, and boom, you've got $1 million penny. And no, I'm not exaggerating. One of these bad boys went for $1.2 million at auction. The kind of payday that makes you forget about your 9 to 5 real quick. Alright, let me hit you with a personal story. Back in 2017, I was cleaning out my car because I had spilled coffee all over my floor mat and found a bunch of coins jammed between the seats. I start tossing them in a bag, thinking I'd eventually cash them in. But then I see a shiny penny. 2014 D Mint mark. I paused. And now, I wasn't deep into coin collecting back then, but I remembered reading about rare errors. So I actually took a photo of it. I wish I still had it. Anyway, I go to the gas station later that day to grab a soda and a bag of chips, and guess what penny I handed the cashier? Yeah. That one. A week later, I stumble on a YouTube video talking about the exact kind of penny I just spent. I drove back to the gas station, hoping it was still in the till, but nope, it was long gone. The clerk probably used it to buy gum. This one's got the double die obverse. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. If your penny is uncirculated or has a mirror-like finish, get it graded. If only a handful of these errors made it past the mint, that's jackpot territory. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are the real deal. If you think you've got a 2014 D with a visible error, send it in. It might cost you a bit up front, but if it comes back MS67 or MS68 with a verified double die, you're about to be a whole lot richer. Your pocket change coin rolls from the bank. Yep, the ones they give you in paper wrappers, old piggy banks, garage sales, or flea markets with random coin jars that drawer in your kitchen that holds batteries, receipts, and expired coupons. You know the one. Start hunting. If you're serious, grab a magnifying glass or even a USB coin microscope online. They're cheap and help you spot errors easier than where part of the design is cut off. Looks weird, pays well. Tiny raised lines where the die had a break. Sometimes called cuds. Floating roof errors on the Lincoln Memorial design. Struck through errors where debris interfered during minting. Each of these can boost your penny's value into the hundreds or thousands, even tens of thousands. Combine that with a rare date like 2014 D, and now you're talking big-time money. Heritage auctions, Stacksbowers, or great collections are good starting points, or go private with collectors and coin dealers, but always do your research first. Join online groups like CoinTalk or r/coins on Reddit. Tons of experienced folks there. Remember, don't rush to sell. If the coin is rare and in great shape, its value will only increase over time. Alright, folks, here's the takeaway. That little coppery coin sitting in your couch cushions or rolling around in your car might be worth $1.2 million. A 2014 D Lincoln penny with a double die error in mint condition is one of the hottest hidden treasures in modern US coin collecting. Don't overlook your change. Don't laugh off your pennies. And definitely don't do what I did and buy snacks with a potential fortune. Start checking your coins today. Get a magnifier, download a coin app, join a collector's group. You don't have to be a pro. You just have to pay attention, and if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, or even just learned something new, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on the bell so you never miss a tip, trick, or million-dollar coin alert. We've got more jaw-dropping coin stories coming your way. Quarters, nickels, dimes, you name it. I'll cover it, because here's the deal: wealth isn't always found in banks. Sometimes, it's jingling in your pocket. Thanks for watching, happy hunting, and may your next penny be your best investment ever. Or your spare change might just change your life. Seriously. I'm not talking about finding a couple quarters under your couch cushions. I'm talking about a 1965 Lincoln Memorial penny, with no mint mark, that could be worth up to $1.3 million today. That's right. A little copper-colored coin you probably flipped onto a diner table for a tip back in the day might now be worth more than a 4-bedroom house in the suburbs. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. A 1965 penny? Come on, I've got a whole jar of those sitting in my garage. Well, hang tight. We're about to dive into exactly why this one little penny could have you quitting your day job, buying a boat, or finally taking that Vegas trip you always dreamed about. Grab your favorite drink, kick back, and let me walk you through the weird, wild, and wildly profitable world of rare 1965 pennies. You won't believe how one small detail can turn a 1-cent coin into $1 million payday. Alright, let's break it down. The 1965 Lincoln Memorial penny might not look like anything out of the ordinary. It's got Lincoln's good old side profile, the words "In God We Trust," Liberty, the date 1965, and no mint mark. Sounds pretty standard, right? But here's the deal. Most pennies from 1965 were made with copper and zinc and have no mint mark because the US Mint was going through some changes. They had just stopped making coins with silver the year before due to a nationwide coin shortage. To make things easier, they removed mint marks completely from all coins in 1965, 1966, and 1967. So finding a 1965 penny with no mint mark? That's actually normal. It's not just the year or the missing mint mark. It's the rarity of specific errors and conditions. If your 1965 penny has never been touched by human hands, kept in pristine condition, and has almost zero blemishes, it can skyrocket in value. We're talking a grading of MS67 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Only a tiny handful exist in this top-tier condition. In fact, one ultra-rare MS-67 Plus red penny from 1965 sold for a jaw-dropping $1.3 million at auction. That's 1 cent turning into enough to buy a brand new Ferrari and still leave you gas money. Some of the most valuable 1965 pennies show doubling on the date or lettering, known as a double die error. If you hold it under a magnifying glass and see shadows or doubling on the numbers or letters, you might have struck gold or copper. Technically, collectors also go nuts for pennies that are off-center or have strange shapes because the coin was struck improperly. If it looks weird, keep it. That flaw might be worth thousands. Red versus brown versus red brown. Did you know a penny's color can affect its value? A full red penny, with its original brilliant copper luster, is worth more than a dull brown one. So if your 1965 penny still shines like it just rolled off the mint floor, that's a good sign. Now let's talk numbers. Most 1965 pennies are worth just face value. But the ones in mint condition or with major errors? These are the game changers. MS60 and MS64 coins usually sell for $15 to $50. MS65 can go for $150 to $500. MS66 red will get you upwards of $3000. MS67 red has sold for over $25000. That's why it pays, literally, to check your pennies. And if you've been collecting since childhood, this is your golden moment to revisit that coin album. Let me tell you a quick story. My Uncle Joe used to have this old Folgers coffee can full of pennies, just sitting on a shelf in the garage. He never touched it. We'd dump it out as kids and play coin poker with them. One day, a coin dealer neighbor visited and jokingly said, "You might be playing with a fortune here." Turns out, Uncle Joe had a 1965 penny in MS66 condition that had barely been handled. The coin dealer helped him grade it, and he ended up selling it for over $8,000. From a coffee can, folks. A coffee can. Ever since then, I check every penny I come across. And now, I'm here telling you to do the same. So, here's the bottom line. The next time someone tries to hand you a penny and you're about to leave it on the counter or toss it in your cup holder, stop. That one little coin could be your retirement plan. A 1965 no-mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny in pristine condition or with a rare minting error could turn your pocket change into a payday bigger than most paychecks. Whether it's hiding in your kitchen drawer, your dad's tackle box, or stuck between your car seats, it's worth a look. And if you've got jars of coins lying around, now's the time. Start sorting, get a magnifying glass, and take a second look. Because the path to wealth might be right there in your loose change. If you found this video helpful or at least a little fun, do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos on coin collecting, rare finds, and hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. Drop a comment if you think you've got a rare 1965 penny, or better yet, let me know what weird or wild coin you found recently. I love hearing your stories, and hey, it might be the topic of our next video. Thanks for watching, happy hunting, and remember, don't underestimate the power of a penny. Or your spare change just might change your life. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that most people have ignored for years. It's tiny, it's coppery, and it might be sitting in your junk drawer right now. I'm talking about the 2060 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent penny. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that's supposed to be worth 1 cent is now sitting pretty on the market at a jaw-dropping value of $1.4 million. That's more than a house in most places. That's more than my Uncle Randy's lifelong collection of hot sauce bottles, and believe me, that's saying something. So sit back, grab your coffee or your coin jar, and hang out with me as we explore why this little 2060 penny is making headlines in the collector world, what makes it worth a fortune, how you can tell if you've got one, and how you can turn a forgotten penny into serious cash. Let's start with the basics. The 2060 penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which explains the D you'll find right under the year on the front side of the coin. It features good old Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Standard stuff, right? You see, most of these pennies are common. Billions were made. But every now and then, a few get struck with something extra special. And when a coin collector sees something special, they're willing to throw big money at it. The $1 million 2060 penny didn't just come off the press like every other one. It has what we call major minting errors and rare die varieties, things that happen during production that accidentally make a coin one of a kind. If the design is printed off-center, leaving a crescent of blank metal, collectors go wild. In the case of the $1.4 million penny, It was a combination of an ultra-rare double die with a wrong planchet strike in near-perfect uncirculated condition, which is like finding a unicorn with a jetpack now, if you've got a 2060 penny in your drawer and it looks like it's been through a blender. Don't get too excited yet. To be worth serious cash, it needs to be in MS67 condition or better. That's mint state 67 on a grading scale of 1 to 70. The higher the number, the shinier and cleaner the coin. We're talking no scratches, strong details, and that original luster. It's like dating a coin that just walked out of a spa. You might be wondering, is this real or just another internet myth? Nope, it's real. Verified 2060 pennies in pristine condition with rare errors have been auctioned off for over $1.4 million in major coin auctions. Collectors and investors are hunting these coins like they're the last slice of pizza at a party. One recent story tells of a retired man in Texas who went through his childhood coin collection, found one of these rare error coins, sent it in for grading, and within months had sold it to a private collector for over $1 million. Let that sink in. Something he got as a kid for a penny turned into retirement money. 5. How to check your 2060 penny at home. Alright, now here's where you come in. It's time to start checking those old coin jars and piggy banks. Here's what to look for. Flip the coin under a bright light and check for doubling in the lettering or numbers. If you spot anything odd, stop. Don't clean it. Just keep it safe and get it graded. You can use a simple 10x magnifying glass or even your smartphone camera on zoom to get a better look. If it looks like something's off, you might just be holding the coin that changes your life. Let's say you hit the jackpot. You find a 2060 penny with a mint error, and it's looking fresh. What now? First, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll give you an official rating, then you can list it with a high-end auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers. There are folks out there with big wallets who specialize in Lincoln cents, and don't worry. You won't have to sell it out of the trunk of your car. The coin world is legit, organized, and full of people who love these tiny treasures. My coin jar moment. Let me tell you about the time I thought I found a rare coin. I was visiting my mom one weekend, and she handed me a dusty old jar. "Do something with these," she said, pointing at her mountain of pennies. So I poured them onto the kitchen table and got to work. A few hours in, I spotted a shiny 2060 penny that looked different. The edges were oddly thick, and Lincoln's face looked almost doubled. I almost flipped my chair over. I rushed to check it under a magnifying glass. Turned out it wasn't the one, but it sparked a fire in me. I started researching, learning, and collecting. And now here I am, helping you do the same. So even if you don't strike gold right away, the journey itself can be a whole lot of fun. And hey, the next coin might be the one. The 2060 Lincoln Memorial Penny is proof that even in a world obsessed with digital everything, the smallest, simplest object, a 1-cent coin, can change your financial future. If you've got a penny jar at home, check it. If your grandma has a drawer full of coins, go visit her and take a look. If you've been ignoring your change, stop it. That 2060 penny with the right mint error could be your $1 million moment. Before you go, remember this isn't just about money. It's about possibility. It's about knowing that something so small can make such a big difference, and that wealth can sometimes be hidden in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins, how to identify them, how to sell them, and how to turn your pocket change into wealth, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss a beat. Drop a comment if you've got a 2060 penny. Or if you're just getting into coin collecting. I read every one of them and love hearing your stories. Hey there, folks. Ever had that one penny sitting in a jar, collecting dust, and thought, man, it's just a cent? Well, what if I told you that penny could be worth more than your car, your house, and possibly your ex's alimony combined? Yes, you heard that right. Today we're talking about the 1985 D Lincoln Memorial 1-cent penny. A coin so ordinary looking it might be in your pocket right now, but with a value that could launch your dream retirement. Current market value? Try $1.5 million. That's right. $1.5 million. So stick around because I'm going to break down why this seemingly humble coin is making millionaires, how you can check if you've got one of these sleeping treasures, and most importantly, how not to accidentally spend it on a pack of gum. If you've ever dumped a piggy bank onto the floor looking for treasure, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. You're officially among coin hunting friends now. Let's take a trip back to 1985. Ronald Reagan was president. People were rocking mullets without irony. And the US Mint in Denver was cranking out billions, and I mean billions, of Lincoln pennies. Now, on the surface, the 1985 D penny isn't rare at all. Over 5.2 billion were produced. That's more than the number of times I've lost my TV remote, but here's the thing, not every penny that rolls off the minting presses is created equal. Some are born a little different. And it's those different ones, mint errors, rare metal compositions, freak accidents, that make collectors' hearts race and wallets open wide. There are a few key factors that make a specific 1985 D Lincoln cent incredibly valuable: a double dies, where the image is stamped twice, slightly off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks. There's even been a known off-metal strike, where a 1985 D penny was accidentally struck on a dime planchet, basically a penny with dime metal. Lightweight, silvery, and rare. That coin sold for over $10,000. But that's just the start. Now picture a 1985 D penny with multiple high-level mint errors in pristine condition, graded by experts as near perfect. That's where the million-dollar territory comes in. A grading is like a coin's report card. The closer it is to a perfect grade of MS-70, that's mint state, the more it's worth. One specific 1985 D penny graded MS-69 red by PCG is sold privately for a staggering $1.5 million. That's because it's the only one of its kind known to exist in that condition. Imagine being the only straight-A student in the whole school. You'd be a big deal. Two coins naturally oxidize and darken over time. But a 1985 D penny that's still bright, blazing red? That's like finding a 40-year-old time capsule. Red coins are rare. Red coins with mint errors? Ultra rare. Red coins with errors and a perfect grade? You just hit the coin jackpot. Point 1. Flip the coin and check the mint mark. You're looking for the D4 Denver, just below the date. If it says P or nothing at all, this ain't the one. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look closely at Lincoln's face, the lettering, and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Double lines? Off-center strike? That could be valuable. If your coin looks like it just came off the presses, shiny, bright red, you're onto something. The genuine copper-plated zinc penny should weigh 2.5 grams. But if your penny weighs more, it could be struck on a foreign or incorrect planchet, a classic valuable error. If your coin meets the signs above, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll give it a professional grade. It might cost a little, but hey, if it comes back worth 6 or 7 figures, that's the best investment you ever made. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, my Uncle Jerry, the same guy who keeps his money in old coffee cans, invited me over to help clean his garage. Buried under some newspapers from 1992 and a VHS copy of Top Gun was this big old jar of pennies. He told me, "Take it. I'm gonna cash it in for some scratchers." Naturally, I took the jar home and did what any sane person with mild OCD would do: sorted every single coin by year and mint mark. Lo and behold, near the bottom of the jar, I found a 1985 D penny that looked oddly perfect. Shiny red. A little off-center. I looked closer. Was that a doubled ear? Got it graded. Came back as MS-67 red with a minor die break. No, not $1 million coin, but it was worth $3,800. From a dusty jar. I bought my uncle a case of beer and kept the rest. He still doesn't know. So if Uncle Jerry had cashed in those pennies at the coin machine, he would have gotten exactly 1 cent. But with a little knowledge, a little effort, and a little luck, that jar turned out to be a mini treasure chest. Now before you go tearing apart the couch cushions, let's talk about strategy. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby. It's an investment if done smartly. Look through your spare change weekly. You focus on pennies, nickels, and quarters first. Learn mint marks, key dates, and common errors. Use coin apps and join online coin communities for alerts and tips. Keep coins stored in dry, cool places and use coin flips for protection. You don't need to be rich to get started. You just need to be curious, and maybe a little lucky. So to wrap this up, that 1985 D Lincoln Memorial penny might look boring, but under the right circumstances, it can be your ticket to financial freedom. That if you find one in MS-69 red condition with rare errors, you're looking at $1.5 million. That's not a typo. That's a life-changing amount of money. So go grab that old coin jar. Flip through your piggy bank. Check that little box of junk change in the kitchen drawer. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight, and if you found this video helpful, funny, or just plain eye-opening, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another chance to make money from coins most people overlooked. I'll be dropping more videos just like this, coins worth thousands, even millions, plus tips on spotting fakes, grading secrets, and how to sell for maximum value. Thanks for watching, and may your next penny be the $1 million kind.